Hello and welcome back. If you've been watching this series, you have stumbled upon the How to Start Your Blog series where I'm going to literally show you what it looks like to build a blogging business from day one and go a full year cycle to show you what that looks like to take it from nothing and to build it up to an actual business where you can work from home and be more present with your family. I'm Michelle Keneally and I'm waving at you from Minneapolis, Minnesota. And if you're on my Facebook page, Juggling Life All Day with Michelle Keneally, you probably know that I'm a mom and a wife, and I am trying to build a business online. If you're on my YouTube channel, Start Your Blog Mama, then we're probably new friends and we're just getting to know each other because really the Start Your Blog Mama is sort of like a kick in the pants for me to tell me like, hey, you need to start your blog, mama. And the reason for that is because I've always been afraid of learning technology. I thought I couldn't learn technology. I thought I could not figure out how to start a blog. I thought I could only figure out Facebook and that I was only going to be able to use minimal tools to build a business online. Well, I really mastered Facebook. I really figured out how to do it. And I was able to make an income using my phone, little equipment, nearly none, right? Is that even a grammatically correct sentence? I don't even know. My point is, I was able to figure out Facebook. I learned how to use the groups. I learned how to teach classes. I learned how to build a business page. I learned how to send messages. I learned how to create documents, how to do screen shares and videos and all of the things using Facebook tools. I managed to deal with the updates. I managed to deal with the algorithms. I managed to brand myself being authentic. And so when I realized, number one, let's just back it up. The arguments that happened with my husband because I was on my phone all the time, and the look in my daughter's face, I could just see like I was sort of, preoccupied a lot of the time because I had to answer messages. And I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, hey, lady, you might be doing this, you might be making this happen, but you are not more present. As a matter of fact, you're a little scatterbrained and you're a little absent, and things are falling apart a little bit at home because of your dream. And I did not want to let that happen. I had to take a year to really reflect on what I wanted to accomplish. And I think mostly because I needed to get over my mindset of that I can't do something, that I was incapable, that I wasn't special enough, that I didn't have enough to say, that I didn't have the right look, or maybe even the right message. Okay. And so I spent that time taking courses and studying how to do a blog. I implemented a little bit and I played around and I actually got some results. So, and they aren't pretty, like the blog wasn't perfect. It wasn't pretty, as a matter of fact. And I'm going to show you all of that in this series. I'm going to show you what that looks like because it turns out I process things out loud. And at the core of my mission in my business, it has always, always, always been to inspire and help women to create their own online businesses as well. And I have just had a heart because I have a heart, obviously, but I've always had a heart for women who feel like they're stuck in this little hamster wheel of doing laundry and schedules and, you know, being the mom and the partner, and then feeling a little bit lost inside, like there's something else inside of me that I want to do and what I want to give, but I feel stuck in there. And we love being a mom, we love being a partner, we love having our life and making those memories, but there's something inside that feels like it's a little bit like it's snuffed out a little bit. And so I'm speaking from my own experience and I'm speaking from my own like struggle. And I think to myself, like, I can't be the only one. I can't. So I show up and I make these videos because I just truly feel like that's what I'm meant to do right now. You know, at some point it might change. I don't know, but it seems to be going this way for the last 3 years. So here I am. Even if you're watching this video after I've gotten my blog up and going, I think that you can really use this series to motivate you to see what is possible and how one person's decision to start something can spiral many, many, many things, and how one action step leads you to the next action step, and it leads you to the direction you're meant to go. And I hope that when you watch the series that you see that even if you don't feel like you know where to go or what direction to take, that the action of taking that first step causes a ripple effect. Kind of like when you walk into a very still lake or a pool that no one has touched yet for the day, and you just dip a toe and it creates an entire ripple effect across the entire pool, or it goes out into the lake for quite some time. It's an incredible thing. If you think that you cannot make a difference, I hope this series helps you to see that you are totally and completely wrong, because you matter, your voice matters, and we need you if you have something in there to share with us, because we're all over here lost without you. So each video I'm trying to use as a standalone lesson so that if you never ever watch any other of my videos ever again, I still want you to take something away from it, okay? However, we are entering into week 3 as of this recording on this video right now. And so far what we've done is we have covered what a blogging business is, and how you can actually make money from it. Okay, so we've gone over like how you can come up with your idea, why you would do it, what would drive you to do to start a blog, and how you can make money from it. So this week, as we're entering into week 3, I'm going to be showcasing for you my goals with my blog and how I use the tool of a blog to lead people towards what they are trying to accomplish or find, how I'm going to help people online. Now, the importance of a blog is that whatever you create, if you've already been posting on Facebook, your content, as you know, kind of fizzles out, or it's left to the algorithm of Facebook or whatever platform you're on, okay? So whatever algorithm of whatever social media channel you are on, whatever you post is just going to kind of fizzle away unless somebody searches for it. Like they have to like really dig in and find you. They already know about you and they need to find what you've been talking about, okay? Social media is really important in the combination of your blog and your business, right? You need to be using social media because this is where you're going to connect with people. However, people are going to find you on your blog because they're going to get their phones out and search on Google for how to do something. And you're going to be there on the other side. And when they find you on your blog, you're going to design it in a way that leads them down a trail of what else you can do to help them. Okay. And that's what I'm going to show you this week, is how I take my idea for what I want to do with my blogging business and use the tool of my blog to lead people on the journey of finding what else it is I can help them with. Okay. So, I also want you to use this particular video right now, and how we're going to, what we're going to talk about today is more of a mindset video. And if you are already on a journey in your business, or if you are going to start a journey in your business, I really want you to use this particular video as my way to lift you up when you are feeling like you're feeling defeated, and when you're questioning why you are doing what you're doing. Okay, so today we're gonna dive into discovering that thing that is going to keep moving you forward, keep pushing you towards accomplishing your goals. Because when you're your own boss, you are your own boss. You are the only person that is going to motivate you to accomplish your goals. You are the only person who is going to set those goals. You are the only person telling you what it is that you want to accomplish and what goals you want to set, and what success really looks like. Okay, you're the one that has to show up for that goal and that dream. and you're the one who has to craft it, and you're the one who has to design it, and it won't come to life until you do. So today's video is about that. So even if you aren't starting a blog and we're just new friends and you just want to get to know me a little bit, and maybe you're looking for someone to like really inspire you to, accomplish whatever you came here for, and where you were questioning why you're doing what you're doing or if you should keep going. If you're looking for that sign, this is that sign, okay? This is that video that's going to be that sign for you that if you need to get started on doing something or if you need to keep going, okay? So keep this video in your back pocket, because I know for me, like I have so many virtual friends that are in my videos that I like watch over and over again, audiobooks I listen to over and over and over again, because mindset is most of this. People don't like to talk about it that way. But if your mind isn't made up that you are going to succeed and you are going to take the steps to get there, your dream will fizzle out just like the social media algorithms. You're the only one that is connected to that goal. And it might feel lonely sometimes, and it might feel like you're not getting anywhere. But you have to show up for it, because remember, you're the boss. If you've been thinking about starting a blog and you just don't know how, or you can imagine starting it, if you're on my Facebook page, you can find the sign up button, which would lead you to a free tutorial on how to start your blog, even if you're not techie. And I even help you in the tutorial to find your idea, okay? If you're on YouTube on Start Your Blog Mama, go ahead and click in the description and you'll find a link to that class, which will help you to, begin the process of discovering your idea for your blog and actually getting it set up. Okay, it's just the start. But use this series where you and I can hang out. We can be blogging buddies. We can talk about things together. We can go through this together as your supplement. This is your supplement, okay? We're blogging buddies. We're hanging out. We're showing up for work together. And we're coworkers, kind of, like when you have an online business, like you're by yourself. Like I get up at like 3 a.m, work out, work on some stuff, some chores around the house. I make some videos. I work on my business, and then I go about my day, right? But it's like 4 hours of like me working on my business and getting housework done and all of that like nobody sees it. No one sees it. I mean, I make these videos, but like no one's here. I have one friend who gets up with me too. Like she's working on hers too, and we text each other throughout the morning. Like it's like this cool little thing, like like someone's out there with you. But when you're doing something like that you only see the vision for, it can be lonesome, okay? So this video is your little pep talk. So anytime we're beginning something new, or we say we want to do something, and we know that if we say it out loud, people might look at us like, you're gonna do what? Kind of like me saying, I'm gonna start a blog and I'm gonna start teaching other moms how to do it when technology is not my first language. Like I was like, girl, are you crazy? But that's just allowing ourselves to stay small when we think that way, okay? You, hopefully by the end of this video, are able to take that deep breath and start to take the action steps towards thinking a little bit bigger and kicking fear right in the pants. Yes, we have the potential to totally screw up and like not show up for what we said we were going to show up for, and then feeling like we failed or feeling embarrassed because we didn't keep going and kind of going, oh, well, screwed that up. Like, I guess that's a new thing I started. I didn't finish it or whatever. Sure, you could take that route. But you could also brush the dust off your shoulders and get up and do it again. I mean, do we tell our kids just because when they fall down when they're first learning to walk that, oh my gosh, why don't you just give it up, kid? I mean, you're just going to keep falling. I really hope you don't do that. Don't do it to yourself, okay? Yes, setting big, scary goals is, it can take your breath away. But I hope that whatever goals you set or whatever thing you decide to do or the action step you decide to take, does make you feel like that. Like, I'm going to do this thing. Yes, yes, you are. I know it's on your heart, and I know that you need to do it. Okay. And I know things get in our way, and I know people can tend to sabotage our ideas and our goals. I get that. It happens to me all the time. I'm probably the worst culprit of sabotaging myself, okay? But something has to drive you to push past that and to keep going, okay? So like in my example, I learned how to use Facebook. I figured it out. I was able to replace my mortgage payment, and have a little extra. Um, and then like other things came into my mind and into the conversation about like why I wasn't enough, or why I was you know selfish for wanting to achieve my said goal. That all these different things come up, and then when somebody questions why you're doing what you're doing, our own selves can say, oh my God, I'm like a terrible person because I didn't do the dishes last night, or fill in the blank. We do it to ourselves all of the time. But in order to achieve that really big goal, we have to do some really big, scary things. And we have to do it amongst our routine, amongst doing the laundry, amongst getting to our jobs and taking care of our families. And fitting something in like that can be disruptive, and it can feel like you're out of balance. And we are always trying to strive for some semblance of balance in our lives. What I have discovered though is that there really is no balance. There's really no normal. There's just, and normal's boring. Let's be really honest about that. Like kids are always like, like this past week, we just got through my daughter having a fever for 3 days, discovering she had an ear infection. My husband took her to the doctor to get antibiotics. I'm severely allergic to penicillin. I thought we discussed that she should probably never have it because of my allergy, but turns out apparently that communication got missed. And you guessed it, she ended up in the urgent care emergency room late at night because she had an allergic reaction to the medication. Okay. And we had to figure out a new medication. And thankfully, she did not go into anaphylactic shock like I do. She just got the skin rash. But I could have just tossed my hands in the air and said, oh, my goal of doing one video a day to document my blogging journey to help other women. Oh, what a far-fetched goal that is. Now, it's crazy. I get it. Doing a video every single day for 365 videos. When I said it out loud, I was like, what in the heck? That is crazy. But the reason I'm doing it is because I need to define my purpose, my why, and the reason I'm continuing forward. Okay, if I don't keep doing these videos, I know I'm going to allow the self-sabotage to suck me in once again, and I won't show up for my own goals. Okay, and it turns out it's hard for me to show up for my own goals. I have to be the one to show up or tell myself I'm showing up for other people so that I can show up for myself. How complicated and backwards or weird is that? I mean, I get it. Like, whatever you're feeling about yourself that you're not enough of, trust me, I have this self-dialogue that says the same thing every single day. And like, I have figured out a way to overcome that by showing up and doing these videos, because that way I can't listen to myself saying, oh, you're not enough. You're not, like, who are you to do this, right? And I figured out a way to like get up early and define when my most creative time is and when I have time for myself. And if something interrupts that, I have also learned how to not get mad or frustrated when that happens. Okay. God, it's taken me like 3 years to learn how to do that. And it's still something I'm working on. Okay. So when you're coming up with your own idea and you're on your own mission, it's you that has to find what's going to drive you forward. It's you that's got to take those steps. It's going to like push you. And And you're going to get the heckles from the crowds that are going to be like, what's happening? Why are you doing that? It's like, why can't you just be happy with the routine? And then you question yourself and you're like, why can't I just be happy with that routine? Am I ungrateful? No, you're not. It's your inner self telling you that you're meant to do something. And this video is here to tell you to answer that calling. So even for me, like setting this really big, crazy, audacious goal of creating a video every day to show you how I build my blog and create a business from it. When you set big, weird, crazy goals, if you don't even want to call them weird, like big and like hairy, scary, fun, whatever, exciting goals, it's not about the goals and whether or not you achieve the goals, to be honest with you. You're going to think you're going to turn me off. Don't turn me off. Listen. Okay, honestly. The goal setting, the part like where, how can I frame this? Me saying I am going to teach other women how to start a blog so they can be more present with their families and make money from home and feel like they did something significant in their life. Not that being a mom and a partner isn't significant, or having a household or creating those memories. All those things are significant. But this is for that mom who feels like there's something else she's got to do. And if for me to say I'm going to be that person to inspire her to do it sounds ridiculous, especially because I've had to learn how to use technology, and it's taken me a while because it's not my natural, like my brain doesn't work that way, you know? Even writing blog posts is sort of like, my brain doesn't work that way. So I have overcome it by learning how to make videos and then writing out what I say in the videos. I learned how to overcome not knowing how to use technology because by taking classes and going step by step by step by step and learning the actual skill. Like I had to learn it, and it took me a while, and I'm still learning it. And I'm going to show that to you out loud, okay? But by doing that, the act of setting that goal isn't, or even like taking the steps to get to that goal, isn't about achieving it necessarily. What it is about is who you become on your way to achieving that. What transformation you go through on your way to achieving that. Have you ever tried to like lose weight before, where once you start trying to lose weight and you start to notice the things about yourself that maybe you've used food to comfort yourself with, or you've not given yourself food for some reason, like maybe you're punishing yourself, or maybe you've noticed like how you don't take time for self-care because you let everything else around you get for first priority, and you start to notice things about yourself that you need to work on, and it allows you to get in touch with your mind, your body, and your soul because you've gone on a journey with yourself. Okay? So no matter where you're at right now in this moment, if you're thinking about starting a blog, if you're thinking about building an online business, if you've already started and you feel frustrated and you're like, I don't know what to do next, every journey you are on, every goal that you set, everything that comes to your mind that you feel like you must do, but you're afraid to say it out loud, if you take that first step towards saying, I'm going to do this, like if you said, I'm going to run a marathon, and you're like, I've never been a runner before, so I don't know why I would want to do that, but it's on your heart to do it. Well, in order to become that runner, you have to like take those steps to become the runner. You have to go through the first run, like the first 1 mile, and then get to 3 miles, and then get to 5 miles. And then once you do that, the process of who you become in the meantime is the point. That's the point. When things get hard, how do you handle it? When things are going well, how do you celebrate that? When you get negative feedback from people, how do you deal with it? These are all the things you're going to go through, and you're going to come across as you're trying to achieve something. Okay. So like, here's a story for you. My husband, a coworker, an ex-coworker of mine and my husband's, um, he has always kind of like worked in the entertainment industry as like a person who maintained, buildings for different entertainment people and like companies. And so kind of always been in this like kind of a rock and roll sort of lifestyle. And and if you're watching this video, I'm super proud of you. My husband had actually been in charge of a neighborhood run that we have in our neighborhood where everyone gets together and we do this run. It's like a 4K and 8K and a half mile. And this person grew up in our neighborhood when he was a kid and has a real nostalgic connection to our neighborhood and was like, you know what? He was going through some health stuff and he was like, I think that if I had this goal of trying to do this 8K or whatever, yeah, I think it was an 8K, it might push me towards taking better care of myself. I might actually go on a run and like, get off these medications and start to feel a little bit better and, lose some weight. So it's not like I'm not having problems with my joints and whatever else. And like, I'm sure he had friends that knew him for his life and were like, you're going to be a runner? Like, that's crazy, right? But he sought out people who were trying to accomplish something and trying to become something, or who had done it, who has been on a journey and is a little bit ahead of him, like my husband, and be inspired by each other, And so he ended up training for this 8K and he ran it with my husband and he did a really good job. And he was so proud of himself, not only for accomplishing the 8K, but all of the things he had to do in order to actually complete the 8K. Now, once he's done that, he's gone on to continue running and he actually accomplished a half a marathon. He's lost a whole bunch of weight. He's gotten off medications. He's relieved pain off of his joints because of his weight management. And his doctors are just like astounded at, how he's taking better care of himself. And even his mind and body and spirit is feeling really good. And it's like he's transformed into like running is what has brought him out of his shell and allowed him to get back into life and to feel really good. But as you're going through anything in life, anything you're trying to add new, anything you're trying to learn, especially as adults, like the idea of learning a new skill is like, that's the last thing my brain even has time for, So find those little pockets of time where it does work for you. Like for me, it's early morning hours. Nobody's distracting me. No one's asking for my attention. I can learn a skill. I can implement a skill. I can, even like while I'm folding the laundry, which I just did before I started this video, there was laundry all over this bed. This is my guest room. And I kind of shut the door and like I think and I listen to something that's going to lift me up, or I think about what I can do for other people in my business with my blog. And I come up with these ideas. I can't think of ideas when I'm trying to think of what to pack for lunch and what to make for dinner and who's going to vacuum the carpet. Like, I can't think. I'm trying to survive, like I'm trying to just get through the day. You know what I'm saying? So I have to show up for myself early. I go to bed when my daughter goes to bed. I get up early. I take time for myself. I never had time for myself. I never got on the treadmill and like worked out before all of this started. But it took me 3 years of pushing through, trying to find where I'm meant to go. The self-doubt that I went through and like, the criticism and all of that. I kept going because I had a why. I had a reason. I had a big, big reason. So I don't know like where you're at with all of this. But that free tutorial is available for you. You can find the sign up button on my page, Juggling Life All Day with Michelle Keneally on Facebook. And the link to the free tutorial on my YouTube page is in the description. And I go through that with you. I talk about it with you. I help you to come up with your idea, ask you the questions that you can journal. I mean, I can offer you this free tutorial, but you have to show up for it, and you have to show up for yourself, and you have to do the work. I'm prompting you with questions. I'm asking you to like journal what's going to make you show up for this. You know what I mean? Like, the only way I can even express it to you enough is that if you can see where you want to end up, like if you can see, even if you can't see the end of it, where you're just like, I just know I need to get somewhere over there. I don't know exactly what that looks like. This tutorial is going to help you, okay? And this series is going to help supplement that, because that's what we're talking about here, sister. So I don't mean to get super deep on you, but I want you to take the action steps, okay? I want you to take the action steps today to write out, what scares you about setting your goals. Just look at your fears right in the eye and look at them and go, now, what if I face those fears? What would that look like? How would that make me feel? How would it make me feel if I could get over those fears? So it's kind of like a two-part action step. Every video I do is going to make you do something. I'm not going to just be like, fluffy words, toodaloo, see you later. No, I actually want you to show up for yourself. And whatever is currently holding you back right now, I'm so sorry. I have like a stuffy nose from, kindergarten and all the germs. Write down whatever it is that you are afraid of if you were to keep going with your goal or if you were to start a goal. And then once you're done with that, take a break, because it's really emotional to write those things down. When you're ready, come back and just say, like, how would it feel if you were to get past those fears? There's fears that I have written down and said how I would feel if I got past those fears, but I still have them. Like, I still do. Like, they're still there. I'm still working on it. Sometimes you have to feel the fear and do it anyways. All right? So that's it for today. Cheers. Love you. Mean it. See you on the next video.